You just can't miss the Envy McKee Show.
Welcome back to Friday Night at the Lounge. My name is Envy McKee. That's DJ Frosty Phoenix. He's the DJ. I'm the rapper. You know what I'm saying? And so I am just, I am so excited because this conversation was more than I ever thought that it would be. You know, talking about the art of being brave. It was more, I couldn't even begin to imagine that the conversation would go where it went and, you know, the depths that we were able to go to in such a short amount of time. Like we were talking about behind the scenes, there needs to be some sort of consortium or something so we can, you know, have these conversations en masse. Now, to cap this up, I have known this dude. It's got to be, because it's got to be like 10 years now.
Yeah, that's been a while.
My God, Ty, I haven't talked to you in so long. And the reason why I wanted you to have on specifically for this show, because, you know, the art of being brave, it took a lot of bravery. Like, do people know that you trained to be a blackjack dealer? Is that something that you talk about?
You know, it's not my,
Did I just blow up your spot? Is that what just happened?
No, not at all. I just haven't heard it out loud like that in a long time. It's like, damn, you're taking me down memory lane ASAP.
Well, you know.
No, they don't. No, that's not like, you know, the card thing was never really.
You were good at it. Because he's cute.
I thought it was
you know what I'm saying? Because he's cute. So he's cute. So his audition, they were like, well, you're just cute. It doesn't matter if you can count or not.
hey, however you got to get your foot in the door, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to paper, so if I got to go that route, it's all good. But, yeah, I thought I was good. I didn't end up getting my my blackjack dealer's license. And, you know, at the time it was, you know, it was devastating at the time, you know, because I was post-college and, like, you know, that was going to be my job to, you know, get some money. You know, it was going to be my first job out of college, and I didn't end up getting it. So it turned out.
And it was over some nefarious, weird, it was like really weird. And so just so that you know who you're listening to right now, he is Benjamin Benny Young on Tyler Perry's The Have and the Have-Nots. But that's not who he is. This is Tyler Lepley. And let me tell you something. Like, this is 6 degrees of separation from, like, we talking to Oprah right now. You're supposed to laugh. You didn't laugh. You know what I'm saying? No, but Ty is really dope because his story is dope. And Ty, if you have a minute, I want you to, like, really quick just tell you went from I'm devastated and you know it's like started from devastated and now you here. Do you get what I mean? Like, that's huge, and it speaks to what we're talking about here, the art of being brave. So,
okay,
go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, for me, you know, it's crazy. Like, so what I think I came out. I think I came out in 2000 and maybe 11, 2011, something like that. So, you know, it's crazy how quick 8 years already went by.
Right.
But yeah, you know, it's like, you know, I look back on it and I guess it was brave, but at the time it was kind of crazy. I think it's always good to, I keep both of those, you know, points of view within arm's reach. You know what I mean? So it allows me not to get too, too up or too down. I kind of had a good whirlwind and a good experience, you know, in hindsight as I look back at it.
Kind of.
At the time it was. Yeah, well, you know, God works in mysterious ways, and you know, right now you can say that it works.
Right.
If that's what you want to say, who knows? I mean, you can mess around. You know, tomorrow's never promised. But like, you know, if you were to gauge the situation maybe 4 years ago, or definitely even 6 years ago, you know, you may not have said that. You know what I'm saying? 2 years into it, you know, yeah, I made the move, but I was still, you know, I wasn't really in, you know, financially a much better situation than I was back on the East Coast.
No, that's true.
So it's like it developed into all this. So it's like, you know, the one thing I can take away from it is how important it is to, you know, especially when you're being brave, like your segment is, how important it is to listen to yourself sometimes. Because you know that I was going through, like, you know, I had gotten out of college and I couldn't get a job. You know what I'm saying? For the same reason that I couldn't get the job with the car dealer, you know, the car dealership, which brings about another conversation of me getting caught up with, like, you know, the criminal justice system. You know, that's for a different episode.
Yeah, we were talking about that this morning. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. So, like, the only thing that I could do in that scenario is either A, do something illegal, or B, go into entertainment. I didn't know that at the time, but it's like, that's really all I could do. That, especially for a young black guy. I mean, come on. I was getting every door slammed in my face when you come with some type of record, even though mine, is minor. But still, they were treating me like I was, a felon or something like that. So anyway, it was like my back was to the wall. I really had no other choice, because I'm not the type that's gonna back to the wall and I'm just gonna keel over, because like I'm game,
Right.
In those the bad analogy, but those fighting dogs, I kind of grew up in that era, Michael Vick and stuff like that.
Right.
I was never doing it, but I was around people that were, and they always had these the references to the dogs, and the ones that don't come out are like curs, and the ones that come out and they're ready to fight, they call them game. So for me, when my back was to the wall, it's like I'm game. So I came out, I moved out, and I was brave enough to follow my what my gut was telling me.
Just to pack up, and you said you saved up your pennies, and you up and moved.
Pennies, my couple $100, yeah, my couple $100.
How much did you move with? You said a couple $100. You didn't tell me it was a couple hundred.
So I moved. So I had enough to So after that, I worked at the little deli shop, right, Mason, which is like, did my thing, got enough money to ship my car out, which was like $800. And then I had like $600 in my pocket. So I had my car and like $600. And I had a flu.
And in LA, you need your car.
Yeah, in LA, you know what happened.
And so then you started personal training.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you dare break up.
Oh no, you can't.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you started personal training. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did the haves and the have-nots come about?
All right. Well, what's sound boring, you guys? So all right. So
honey, they in here like, come on.
Looks like
and
I'm not bored.
And then after that, you have real fans in this. I just need you to know there are real fans in here.
Well, you got to understand. It's like I'm from your area. You know.
Right. He's from this area.
I'm Tyler from the area. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes, honey. He went to Central Bucks High School.
Oh, stop it.
Yup.
Okay.
That Bucks County.
Yes.
I mean, that's how I know.
Okay.
We were doing the car dealing thing together.
Yup.
That's how I know her. Yeah. Okay. So all right. So I get here. I grab up a personal training job. A couple months into it, one of my clients was like, "Yo, we're having a tough time casting this role on this smaller film that we're doing. But on paper, on the script, this dude's kind of just like you. So why don't you come in? You just be yourself, and we'll see what happens." Unknown to me, that was like, I was getting sent in for my first audition. And I ended up booking it. And that's how I got started with it. Now, I liked it, so I applied myself. I got myself into an acting class and did the headshots. You do what everyone does when they move to LA and they want to be an actor. Even though I didn't move to LA to be an actor, I was kind of just
something different.
Yeah. So like 3 years, maybe like 2 years, I don't know, probably maybe like a year and a half into that. Because it did happen, I'm blessed. Like I can't lie, it did happen kind of quick. Once I applied myself, once I was 100% all in, it happened kind of quick. So it was like probably a year into it, year and a half, amongst all these other auditions that you get no, you hear 100 no's for a year. Yeah, I got this audition for the have and have not, and that was like an old fashioned gauntlet type. So I probably over a span of like 4 or 5 months, I probably auditioned maybe like 5 or 6 times. So I was auditioning in LA, and then they flew us all to Atlanta, and we were going back and forth. We were reading for casting directors, and then for Tyler himself, and it was like I went through the whole gauntlet, and at the end of the day, on the other side, I came out and I booked the role.
That is so cool.
And now it's like 5 years after that. Now we're going into like season 8. We're about to go back to shoot season 9. So it's like now it's
Is Benny ever going to not be in a coma or getting shot? Like, is that something that's going to happen? Because I feel like all the promos are like, who shot Benny?
Yeah.
I know. Hey, it's a soap opera, so they got to pipe it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but why is it always you? And Eric, you had some questions because Eric and his mom watched this show.
Yeah, I do watch that show with my mom. Yeah.
Oh man.
Now, for real, why? Like, oh no, what was the question? I think the question was.
Candace.
I think it was as your character. If you had to ask it, man, why you keep trying to save your sister, bro?
Well, you know what? I'm an only child in real life, but I do. So I can't speak for having a sister, but I do have people in my life, and I have seen, some of my friends also go through this of like for better or worse. Candace's case for worse, how you just end up having this bond with somebody. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you could grow up with them, and you end up changing. They don't, you change for the better, and they maybe try to hold you back, and you still, for whatever reason, even though it's bad for you, still associate yourself with that person. And a lot of times it can be like a family member. You know what I mean? I mean, shit. I think we all got a family member that's probably like, maybe not the best influence on us, but it's family. Especially someone like your sister.
Right.
Your older sister. So I think it's just as simple and as primal as that.
Jen Bragg wants to know what impact has your character had on you specifically? That was the gist of what you.
It connected me with with y'all and with everybody that's like, tuning in and showing love to it. You know what I mean? Because like beforehand, the most love I probably ever got was maybe like, at least out in the open like that was probably like, maybe after a football game or something like that. You know what I mean? Score a few touchdowns, a few people come up like, yo, good job. But it's like, right now, I'm hearing that like everywhere, really everywhere in the country. But like, I even go back to Jamaica and stuff like that, and like, they're Tyler Perry fanatics over there.
Really?
So it's like, I'm going everywhere in the world and getting like, getting love for it. So that's probably the number one thing because, that's probably what's most important to me.
Yeah, but is your life weird now? Do you feel like, I know you're on Instagram a lot and you show off your cats. Like, how has your life really?
Way to make me sound tough, Envy. Thank you.
Do you want to sound tough?
I'm just saying.
Because I know you, so you can. Listen. Last week we talked about authenticity, the art of authenticity. So we gonna keep it real around here. When you go back on your Instagram, you can try and be hard if you want to.
And you know what? So I real quick, I just bought a house out here, and
you did?
My parents moved.
Congratulations! That's so good.
Appreciate that. But they have a cat also.
Oh, do you?
My original cat from college. So now I have.
Really? You have 3 cats? That's dope.
Yeah, I inherited one. Man.
You're a cat dude.
I'm a cat man now.
You're a cat man. That's so cool. Like, your life has changed so much. Like, it is so different. It's like I look at you, and I know you looking at your life like this was not. I know this is not. Do you ever go? What?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Finish.
No, I was about to say, do you ever go, ha ha, y'all didn't hire me, but like, do you ever have those moments? Ha ha, I'm about to go in a meeting with Tyler Perry. Ha ha, I was at Own Studios. Yeah, right?
It's like, I'm a human, right? So it's like, I have, you have like, that devil and the angel. So of course I have that voice that jumps in, wants to do that. But in all reality,
walk through Parx Casino like, blah! Like making it rain.
Go spend a bunch of money up in Parx Casino.
That's right. No, don't spend it. Just be like, I was gonna buy these chips, but I'm gonna cash them out though.
No, but it's like for me, it's all part of a bigger plan. I got something, real big that I'm about to do. I knew that for a long time. I just didn't really know how I was going to navigate it.
Right.
I kind of knew, one step at a time.
Did you ever panic?
I mean, I'm just, I'm the type, I can't say I've never been like, scared or anything like that, but I'm just the type where like, I'm almost like, Steve Harvey had a good analogy about, walking to like, the mountaintop or whatever and just jumping, having to jump. So I'm just one of those cats. It's not like I don't have fear, but like I'm definitely jumping. You know what I'm saying? If I don't end up flying, then it's like, well, I'll be done in like 10 seconds. So it ain't gonna be too long.
Listen,
so
you got wings, boo.
So, yeah. So it's a little bit of both. That's why you have to have courage to get through the fear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for me, I got to be able to exhale and kind of let that stuff go, even though deep down, I want to go to Parx and blow some money.
Dude, you have to do it, and if you do it, you have to tell me, please, can I film it? I just want to be in the room when that happens. I'll be like, Huh?
We'll go through. We'll say what's up.
That's right. We'll be like, yeah. And we'll have the slow-mo. We'll be walking through in the wind in our hair. And it'll be like, yeah. So you're doing music, too. Like, you've always been an artist. Like, when I knew you back in the day, you were playing music for me. I remember that. We were sitting here. Yeah, we sit in a truck, and you would be playing music.
10 years ago, I was playing music for you, yep.
Yup. So, but you actually have a song that's just been released, and it is called...
What, that joint for real? So the joint for real that I gave you,
yeah,
we're about to release it on Tuesday. So actually,
it's, right, it's exclusive.
Because, your hometown people, yeah.
It's an exclusive.
It's a Philly right here.
Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah, I got that on. Yeah, I got that on the camera. You can run that back. But listen, check this out though. Check this out though. Right now, y'all just go stream that my debut album, self-titled joint called Tyler. So that's been.
It's called Tyler.
Yeah, last 3-4 weeks. It's everywhere right now. You can look it up on Spotify, iTunes, whatever. But this single, I got this next album I'm about to drop. But this is the debut single we're doing off it. So for real, we're gonna drop it on Tuesday. So you got that joint exclusive right now.
So is music your first love?
Yeah, it really is. Creatively, yeah.
Wow. So how does it feel? You're doing your love, and you're doing an adjacent love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're deep in this. You're what we were talking about earlier. Like, everybody in the room is able to make a living through their art, which is powerful to be able to do. And we were talking about earlier about how the arts are diminished. Like, people do not respect if you say you're an artist until, you're quote-unquote Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden...
Well, because people, we live in this world. It's like people just respect money. So you show them that the art meets commerce, then they don't take it serious. So that's unfortunate, but that's just the way of the world. So if you just put some hustle behind it, then you made some money for it, and then and then they'll all be quiet.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they won't, but you can just spend some money, you forget about it.
Tyler, do you really believe that? I just Tylered him.
Hey, look. Money, I'll put it this way. Money definitely does not make you happy. I can't say that. I know a lot of people are unhappy with money, and I was happy before money. But it does solve a lot of problems. So that's all.
Well, I know you got to go.
Yeah, I do. But I wanted to make sure I called in,
No, we appreciate you. Does anybody else in the room have questions? No questions?
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Hey, and make sure, I forget the gentleman's name that spoke about his mother. Make sure if
Eric.
I said it to you guys, Eric. For your mother and anyone else's, family who may watch the show, you guys in the room, it don't move nowhere without the support. So I don't take it lightly. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you.
No problem.
When you're next time you're in the city, please stop through and sit your behind in here so I can see your face.
Yeah, we're definitely going to hit Philly on this little press run that we're doing.
Oh, good. Oh, what else? I didn't even ask you. What else you have going on? You said something about you had a script. You have a movie coming up. Like, plug what's next. We're gonna play the single coming back from break. Just so you know, we're gonna play the single because it's an exclusive.
Come back from break.
Yeah.
Other than that, I got the new season of the show that's on right now. I got the new movie, Three's Complicated, that just dropped with Shanola. She's on Shanola Hampton. She's on Shameless.
Oh, okay.
You got the new single that we're pushing right now that we're about to drop on Tuesday. I got the I don't know if y'all watch Tales on BET, but we got that new episode dropping. It's like an anthology, so each one is kind of like its own story.
Wow.
Its own little movie. So we got that dropping. So we're pushing those 4 things right now.
Okay.
And mainly right now, this from now till the near future, we're really going to be pushing this single. Right
okay,
now.
good.
So I appreciate you for dropping it when we come back.
Of course. Thank you for giving us the exclusive. I love you. I love you.
Yeah, I love you right back.
Yeah, so we'll talk again soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Lepley, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for all that you do in your artistry. You know what I'm saying? And kiss Auntie Oprah for me. Tell her that she got next. I want her on the show.
No doubt. I got you.
He's such a sweetheart. All right, guys, we're gonna pay these bills. When we come back, we still have Keebs and Auntie Kim in the studio, and we're gonna cap this conversation up. The art of being brave. If you would like to call in 215-634-8065, 866-361-0900, you're welcome to call in. If you have questions, if you just want to, share a part of your story, what it means to be brave, you're welcome to do that. We would love to, have you in the discussion as we take this Friday night in the lounge on through to the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'm Envy McKee. That's DJ Frosty Phoenix. You're listening to 900 AM, 96.1 FM WURD. We'll be right back.
Reality check. Reality check. Hosted by Charles Ellison. Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. Right here on WURD Radio.
The Envy McKee Show on WURD.
Coming soon to wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.